Life is motion, not peace.
Okay.
To the depths! Going straight!
Hey everyone, I'm Caroline, game designer on 2XKO. Here to
That looked pretty damn good. Looked really smooth, looked very satisfying. Hits look really nice. She's not as slow as I expected. She's actually pretty rapid paced. Is it just me though? Like, I don't recall her being this muscular. I remember Illaoi being a big girl, but she was always muscular. Wait, she looks just like that in League of Legends? Like the Project L version or this version? She's more muscular in League. What about Ruined King? Like, yeah, same thing. I don't know. Like, I don't play League, so I'm probably biased off of lore and everything, but in my opinion, a little bit too muscular. Like, she doesn't look like a big girl, she looks like a bodybuilder. Like, she went from being this big, strong woman to, I spend 3 hours in the gym every day lifting weights. So I don't know. You're jealous of her physique? I mean, sure, maybe. Maybe. But, a little bit too much striations. And they made her face more masculine as well. Like, she looks kind of like, more like a dude. You can still tell it's a chick because of, I guess, the makeup, but... like, the eyeshadow, but... I prefer the lore version. I think this looks a lot better. It's just the shading, probably. It's not just the shading, it's the art style as well. Project L has a very, very, very specific, like, art style direction. And, which I think is fine. I'm okay with this. I don't really care. I think I would care more if I was an Illaoi main. She looks like she's on testosterone. Basically, correct. Yes. I would care more if I was an Illaoi main.
Hey everyone, I'm Caroline, game
But
designer.
overall, it looks really good. I think the combat looks excellent. Now, is it the kind of combat I would want for myself? Like, the kind of main I would want to play? Not really. I want something even slower. And I don't like characters with super high range. She seems to have, like, a lot of tentacle tech, where, for example, she has the pull down effect. Like, if she knocks someone up, a tentacle pulls them back down. She spawns tentacles in front and behind. I want something that's close and personal, where you're afraid to get close to the person, where you know if you make one mistake, you get hard punished. But she looks very satisfying to play, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what they have to say.
Hey everyone, I'm Caroline, game designer on 2XKO. Here to give you an update on the latest addition to our roster, a champion who will be available to play for the very first time at this year's EVO Japan, Illaoi, the Kraken Priestess. As the prophet of Nagakeboros, the Great Kraken, Illaoi's faith demands that she take control of her own destiny by always moving forward. She wields a golden totem to test the will of her opponents and summon tentacles to fight by her side. In 2XKO, Illaoi is a heavy-hitting juggernaut who overwhelms enemies with pressure as unyielding as her faith. She's all about landing big hits and dealing big damage, then using tentacles to lock her opponent down and combo out of control. Her kit revolves around summoning and activating spear tentacles.
No, for sure she's slower. She's a slower character. I personally want to play slow characters. But yeah, a kit involving summoning stuff and using it, I'm not a fan of summoning stuff. I want the character itself to be the dangerous part. I would prefer to play Darius, for example.
First, she can use any of her S2 specials to spawn a tentacle. Then, she can use any of her S1 specials to trigger a tentacle follow-up attack, as long as her opponent is within that tentacle's splash zone. Even if her opponent isn't in range, Illaoi can use certain moves to teleport the nearest tentacle to them. She can also use Prayer of Motion or Prayer in Stagnation to activate tentacles from a distance. While tentacles are an important part of Illaoi's kit, she's not a puppet character. We didn't want it to feel like her tentacles were doing all the fighting for her. Instead, they're like rewards
that... Yeah, Darius looks really good. Like, this is what I like to see. Look at Darius's moveset.
Fighting for her.
Heavy.
Instead,
boom.
They're like rewards that Illaoi can earn by playing...
Swing your axe.
Well, it means always staying in motion and taking smart risks to take control of the game. Illaoi can also lose tentacles if her opponent hits them, in which case, Illaoi can still do big damage.
Yasuo's really cool. Man, I love samurai archetypes. I have two problems with being a Yasuo main. Problem number one, everyone's going to be a Yasuo main. So it's going to be like probably the most played character. You guys are type 1 if you agree, type 2 if you disagree. That Yasuo is going to be the most picked character in the entire game. You guys disagree with that? I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be playing Yasuo. The man has a freaking katana. He looks really cool, and he looks high skill ceiling. He's the most played character in the league. I'm not surprised. It'll be Ahri? Really? Interesting. Dude, if they release Set, oh, I would be down to be a Set main.
But she does lose access to some of her strongest neutral options. This means she'll have to take more risks or use an assist to...
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Illaoi. I'll never be an Illaoi main. First of all, getting punished for losing tentacles feels bad. Second of all, using tentacles for me feels bad.
Engage her opponent, which isn't ideal. In development, there was a lot of debate around how tentacles should work. Should they be a true extension of Illaoi? Should they be completely independent of her? Both of these options felt very sink or swim, so we opted for a more balanced route, where Illaoi can activate tentacles without making direct contact with an opponent, but that opponent still has...
All right, here's a wild take. Unless they've confirmed otherwise, I would expect them not to release Set. Why? Because I think Set as a character a lot of people are waiting for, so it can make for a fun first expansion.
Counterplay against them.
I'm just saying. That's what I would do if I was right.
We wanted Illaoi's kit to capture
I'd save a few of those really
size,
wanted characters
strength,
for
and
later.
Momentum. And her supers are no exception. With her S1 super, crashing waves, Illaoi picks up her opponent, swings them overhead, and slams them into the ground twice. If she already has a tentacle up, holding S1 will reposition it so that she can stay on the offense after her super ends. Her S2 super, Wrath of Nagakeboros, summons giant tentacles that smack the ground around them.
You know what would be really cool? If whenever, like, when you're gonna start, like, it's like, ready, fight, you know, during that phase of the start, if there were voice lines between the characters that are character specific. So for example, if it's Illaoi versus Braum, they say something to each other before fighting. Just like lore does with the cards.
It also turns any tentacles that were already active into giant tentacles, and leaves one behind after it ends. It can be an extremely impressive move, but if Illaoi or her duo is hit at any point during the super, her tentacles will disappear. So it's safest to use against an opponent who's knocked down. Finally, Illaoi's ultimate, Test of Spirit, sends her opponent's soul to the depths, where they'll come face to face with Nagakeboros. We love the idea of Illaoi smacking the spirit out of her opponent and beating it up as an homage to her kid in League. Test of Spirit is a mid-range move with super fast startup, which makes it great for ending combos, as a whiff punish, or for hitting an assist that's far away. It's also invincible on startup, making it a powerful reversal. Illaoi's pretty capable on her own, but her powerful assists make her...
So it's invincible in startup. Does that mean that if you're ever being comboed, you can use it to cancel a combo? Or does that mean you have to... Like, can you use it out of stun lock? Or do you have to be... No, it doesn't. Okay. So it just means like when you feel like you need to really like change the... Like if you feel like you're in danger, it's when you're comboing. Yeah, I know hit stun exists. But what does it mean it has immune startup? Does that mean you can't like punish on the startup? So how do you deal with an ultimate? Do you have to dodge? I'm guessing. When you're comboing. Or I guess you use it like, well, you could theoretically use it to cancel someone else's ultimate, right? For example, if you see a startup of someone else's ultimate, you can use yours and use your invulnerability frames to block theirs and hit yours instead.
An equally formidable tag partner. Her back assist is a long-range tentacle strike.
Bro, that's almost like, I mean, it's not as cute as Chip, but that's pretty damn cute, dude. That reminds me of Crab Rave in TFT.
Her Her back assist is a long-range tentacle strike, same as her S1 special.
Okay.
If there's already a tentacle in range of her opponent, it'll perform its usual follow-up attack. Illaoi's forward assist is the same as her S2 special.
Dude, Yasuo looks so freaking cool.
The assist is great for controlling mid-range, but using handshake tag immediately afterwards lets Illaoi swap in and use the tentacle she just created to keep the pressure on. When she's not on screen, Illaoi's tentacles stick around to offer her teammates
Yeah,
an extra offensive
that looks so good. In general, yeah, Yasuo looks amazing to play.
Even when she's KO'd, Illaoi can use Last Stand to activate Wrath of Nagakeboros and send the opponent to Tentacle City. When choosing a tag partner for Illaoi, remember she wants to back opponents into a corner, but getting them there
Dude,
might
Darius has really high range. Are you seeing these hits? He's hitting like all the way over here. He's slow, but his range is good.
be risky. Illaoi's ideal tag partner is someone with strong neutral and high mobility who can make space for Illaoi to engage. Ahri is a prime example. Her speed and long range allow her to catch opponents that Illaoi can't always pin down. Her assists also help Illaoi extend combos or convert a defensive tag into big damage. Again, Illaoi will be available to play at this year's EVO Japan, along with Echo, Ahri, Darius, and Yasuo. If you're attending, try her out with or against your friends and let us know what you think. Otherwise, you can still sign up for at-home playtests happening later this year, and follow us on social for all future Illaoi updates. Thanks for watching, and Yasuo.
Yeah, I take it back. Ahri is going to be the most picked character. Dude. Yeah, Ahri is definitely going to be the most used character. There's no way around it. Yeah, I take it all back. It's not going to be Yasuo. Yasuo will be the second most used character, okay? Ahri is number one. I've changed my mind. Is there even a short range character in 2xKO? They all seem to have big ranges. Well, Yasuo's range is not that high.
When she's not on screen,
see, like he doesn't have very high range. I mean, I'm guessing the animations are kind of true for what his range is.
When she's not on,
that's not very high range at all compared to most characters. Yeah, they're just normals. I agree. But have you seen Darius's normals? They're so much higher.
On screen, Illaoi's tentacles stick around to offer her teammates an
yeah.
Screen. Illaoi's tentacles stick around to
like I think that's his max range on his normal attack. I don't know. I think Yasuo looks like a very sweaty character. It is good range. I mean, for a lot of fighting games, you don't get this kind of range on your characters. Echo has less range than Yasuo. You're probably right as well. Very, very good showcase. I think the game is looking excellent.
Again, Illaoi will be available to play at this year's EVO Japan, along with Echo, Ahri, Darius, and Yasuo.
Okay. Every character looks sweaty in this. They do. They do. I mean, actually, does Darius look sweaty to you? Darius looks like the least sweaty character to me.
Her back assist is a long-range tentacle strike, same as her S1 special. If there's already a tentacle in range of her opponent,
he's really
it'll
slow.
perform
Like
its usual follow-up attack.
He looks like more like a timing character. Pop, 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 pop. Yasuo's like ta, 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 ta. Echo's like you gotta like have 5 claws to be like teleporting back and forth. I think Darius is a much slower paced character. Well, when I say sweaty, I mean like APM, right? The amount of inputs per second, and he's got a cool gimmick with his bleed mechanic. I haven't even looked into his mechanic. I'd be super down for playing Set as a main as well. So that's it for this. I think it's looking really, really good. Damn, she has big hands, bro. What the hell? I'm really looking forward to this game. I think we're going to be good at this game, but we'll have to wait and see.